Hi, my name is Adnan Hasbi and welcome to another episode of Funny Finance Guy. As promised, in today's episode, we will talk a little bit about building passive income or building assets which will give us passive income. Before this, I was talking a lot about investing where we need money to make money. Right now, I will be focusing towards assets where we spend a little bit of time, make that particular asset, and hopefully that asset generates money for us. If you ask me, honestly, that will be my goal since day one. Find an asset which has minimal risk and maximum return. Wow. For this, let me give you a small little story about myself. That way, you can look at my experience, how I built my passive income, and you can use my experience as a case study to help build your passive income. So we will start with my journey towards working as an auditor. Back then, I still remembered, especially during busy seasons, I used to go in the office at 8 or 9 a.m. And I would used to leave the office around 10 or 11 p.m. And that was very, very normal. Having said that, however, I noticed in the mornings when I got in the office, there were a lot of chit chat, there were a lot of having tea sessions and breakfast sessions. We weren't that efficient. However, when the evening came, after having our dinner, the efficiency level also dropped. So effectively, our efficient period was around noon up until 5 p.m. Essentially, we only worked for 5 hours despite us clocking in 12 hours. So back then, I knew something was wrong. I knew that spending time does not necessarily mean building a good result. However, if we were efficient with our time, we can build great results. That was the first lesson I learned during my audit days. So imagine this with me. When I was working as a professional with zero experience and nothing on my CV, pay was low and the hours were long. I felt so stuck and I felt so trapped. So first thing I did to combat this helplessness was I started to invest. And this was where I saved 10% of my salary every month and put it into an investment vehicle. Now, according to a lot of investment books, if we were to save a little bit of our salary, invest, rinse and repeat, after maybe 20 or 30 years, we will reach our financial freedom, so to speak. But having said that, in real life, there were instances where maybe one of our parents gets sick, or maybe our grandparents had an emergency, and me being the only boy in the family, I had to help out. Don't get me wrong, however, I was more than honored to help. And I think that family is much more important than any amount of money. So I knew that investing was part of the puzzle towards building a passive income. What I need to focus on was using my time to build passive income. So over here, let me share with you a particular diagram and let us dive in together. This circle right here signifies what you love. This circle right here signifies what you're good at. This circle right here signifies what you get paid for. And this circle right here signifies what the world needs. So an example of what you are good at and what we get paid for, the intersection will mean a profession. This was where I was working as an auditor or an accountant. Although I did not love it that much, but I still got paid. And that was one of the reasons where I felt so trapped. Having said that, however, after investing for quite some time, I've started looking and being curious towards the investment industry. And that was my next jump, where I used to get paid for, and I was good at doing it, and what I love doing. This right here, this intersection right here, 1, 2, and 3, we can see that it was a career. So over here, it was pure bliss, doing what I like, I was good at it, and also someone actually paid for my services. True, there were times where I was so lost, I did not know what to do, but I did whatever it took for me to be one of the best in the industry. And surprisingly, there were a couple of organizations that wanted me to work for them, and I got job offers. To put it into perspective, I was the kid that was barely making it into university. In fact, there was a time that even the dean of my school called my parents to tell them that I may need to move to a different university. My grades weren't cutting it. So for me to get to this point, it was a dream come true. So based on this small little story, I learned that if you do what you like and you're really good at it, and if someone is willing to pay for it, you will definitely climb the career ladder much faster in a shorter span of time. But having said that, however, we as human beings sometimes fall out of love in certain things. For me, I started not liking investment so much. And one of the reasons for that is I felt as an analyst, I did not quite contribute anything or brought any benefit to people as a whole. For instance, if you were a doctor, if you looked at a person, you healed that particular person, you helped that particular person. As an app developer, you build an app and the person uses the app and the person feels happy, or if you help make the person's day, you have contributed to society. As an analyst, however, I felt most of my time I was hunched over a computer doing forecast. I felt that I could do better teaching people and improving people's lives. And that was one of the reasons why I kind of fell out of love from investing. And I really wanted to contribute to society. I think if some of you know me from my courses, you will know that I had a couple of relatives which were not so financial literate. After many years of making some bad decisions, right now they are almost bankrupt at the age where they should retire in happiness. And I knew that was my calling, to teach financial literacy. And this was where I stumbled across teaching online. And the business model of teaching online is just like writing a book. Every time when someone buys your book, you will get a small royalty. It's the same with teaching online. Every time when someone buys my course, I'll get a little small cut. We do the work once, teaching, and we get recurring income. So my question for you right now, after listening to me, what are you good at? What do you love doing? What does the world need? And what you can get paid for? That is my question for you. Write down a list. And if you're stuck, don't worry. Just write down what you love doing first. Write down what hobbies you have, what do you like reading, what do you like spending your time doing. And eventually, after getting that list, maybe narrow it down to what you're good at, where your friends keep asking you for help in certain areas. This is where you will know that there is a demand for it. The final step is to Google how you can make a product from the skill that you have, which has a demand. After you have Googled it, write it down and start taking some action. And once you have a product, you can build a system around that product, and hopefully you can take your hands away from it and allow that particular business to generate you passive income. I hope from my personal experience, you can draw some inspiration or you can use it as a case study to build your own business, which is passion driven and allow you to make a passive income. Should you have any questions, you can always write it down on the comment section, or alternatively, I have also a Facebook page where you can join that Facebook page. That way we can continue this interaction. With that, I wish you the best of luck. Keep on striving, keep on learning, and keep on taking action.